So Terra Luna, what exactly is going on with it at the moment? I'm pretty sure everyone's been looking on it. It's trending on Twitter, Facebook, so on, even MySpace at this rate. So you can see exactly what's going on with Terra today. So at the moment, I'm gonna go straight into it, exactly what the price is, where I think price is going to be heading to, and I'm going to read up some articles as well in this video just to show you what exactly is happening with Terra, where exactly it's going to be going to, updates from the founder, and so on and so on. So hopefully you guys stick around with this video. So see here, current ranking is 32. I'm pretty sure a lot of people has picked up Luna when it was top 10 in fact. So exactly here, rank 32, Terra Luna, current price is down 85%. It was actually down over 100%, which I'll show later on this chart as well. But you can see here, it's over $4.60 at the moment. Current market cap is over 3.9 billion. Going down over to the chart, if I click on price, you can see here I've jumped onto the 3-month time frame. Even a couple of months, you can see it was around that $118 or so, shy of that $120, and it just completely dumped. It was circling, you know, there was a support around that $80 region, which is fine. You know, people must have been picking up here, hoping for that clean level of support around that $80 region. Unfortunately, it did not hold because of the news that's been occurring with Luna. That's completely dumped over 100% to around that 86 level or something like that. You can see here around 90 cents in fact. So it has jumped over 100% downfall, and it does look like stabilizing at the moment, but obviously we can't tell at the moment, especially because of news happening. So that is exactly where price is. Even jumping onto the market cap again, jumping on the 3-month, you can see at the top it was around 41 billion market cap until where it is at the moment, around 3 billion. So it is a massive dump in terms of market cap as well. Again, jumping onto UST, this is pegged, so it's meant to be 1 UST equals 1 US dollar, but since everything is a bit algorithmic and all that sort of things is related, so I will be going again over all this later in this video. But you can see it is 51 cents per UST. So, you know, at the moment you clearly think in your head that doesn't really make sense, especially if it's a stable coin. You can see a lot of people are invested in this at the moment because of Anchor Protocol as well. So over 7 billion market cap as well, jumping onto 3-month market cap again. So it was around 18 billion, so it has pretty much halved in terms of market cap as well. So guys, I will be jumping over to some recent news now. So I found this article on Financial Express which pretty much highlights exactly what's happening with Terra. So going over the article, Terra USD price crash reason, here's why and how much Luna UST have fallen. So going down here, Terra holders are 96% poorer than they were 7 days back. Luna price has fallen over 96% in the last 7 days to $3.36 in the last 24 hours itself. Luna has fallen by around 90% according to data on CoinMarketCap at the time of press. Terra's ranking has also alarmingly dropped to 37th in terms of market capitalization. The fall of Terra's price and ranking to such lows is more shocking because it used to be one of the constants in the list of top 10 cryptos on CoinMarketCap till a few days back. Another popular crypto from Terra fold, Terra UST, has also called over 49% in the last 7 days, of which 44% has been recorded in the last 24 hours. UST ranking has also dropped to 15, below the meme coin Shiba Inu. So that's not really irrelevant, but you can see clearly UST is not really doing well, especially if a meme coin is doing much more better in terms of market cap as well. Again, going down to this little chart that they made, UST used to be pegged at $1 to $1. So going down here, $1 now is now worth around 48 cents, which, you know, doesn't really make sense, especially if it's meant to be pegged. It's meant to be a stable coin, so it's not really giving investors a really much confidence in terms of the actual crypto coin as well. Again, over here you can see last week, in fact, Luna used to be around $90 until where the price right now, so it's around $5 at the moment, but it did in fact spike down to around 96 cents or so in terms of the actual drop as well. So just a thing to look out for. Again, in terms of why Luna and USD crashed, when Terra's algorithmic based stablecoin Terra USD, which pegged against the dollar, started falling, crypto exchange Binance even temporarily stopped a withdrawal fall of UST and Luna, leading to a cascading effect on prices of both cryptos. Terra's fall could be attributed to large-scale sell-offs of the Luna token owing to reported depeg of the algorithmic stablecoin. This sell-off must have also exacerbated the market already being in a largely bearish mode. So again, in terms of crypto, it is in a fairly bearish momentum at the moment, but this Luna has completely bottomed out in terms of every single market. In terms of Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything has been seemed to be, breaking supports and so on, but this has completely smashed everything, which I will be showing again later in this video. So in this article, what they're saying to expect from the future of UST, as per current report, the team managing UST and Luna would have to prepare proactively to defend the stability of the USD peg under the macro market conditions. The team has also mentioned some recovery plans, again something I will be showing on later in this video. Jumping onto another article that I found on Watcher News, UST stumbles to 45 cents as Kwon unveils recovery plans. So Kwon, if you don't know, is the founder and CEO of Terra Luna itself. So I will be again showing you what exactly he said in terms of the recovery plan, in terms of what he actually plans on doing with Luna as well. So fear spurred with the market as Luna took a major hit. From $34.38, the altcoin dropped to a low of around $2 within just 24 hours. The third largest stablecoin, Terra USD, proved to be not so stable as it dropped to 50 cents. This further instigated the CEO of Terraform Labs, Kwon, to address the issue and bring in some respite to the community. Last night, Kwon announced a recovery plan. The community grew impatient as Kwon stayed mum for hours while Terra's native asset was close to demise. Kwon finally broke his silence through a Twitter thread acknowledging the fact that the previous 42 hours were extremely tough. Kwon was ready to reveal his rescue mission, explain the reason behind Luna's massive price drop. So going over to the actual thread itself, so Kwon actually did say this. So going over this thread itself very briefly, you can see, number one, dear Terra community. Number two, I understand the last 72 hours have been extremely tough for all of you. Know that I am resolved to work with every one of you with this crisis and we'll build our way out of this together. Number three, first, if you don't understand how Terra's peg stabilization mechanism works, here is a good overview. So I'll go over this very briefly as well later in this video, but in terms of the links and everything, I'll leave it below for you guys to thoroughly read over it as well, just because it is a lot of stuff to go over in this video. Number four, a review of the stable situation. UST is currently trading at 50 cents, a significant deviation from its tented peg at $1, especially as I said before in this video, since it's pegged at $1, 1 UST is meant to equal $1. As it's a stable coin, that's exactly how it works in terms of USDT, USDC, that's exactly how it's meant to be working as well. So clearly UST is not doing that as what it is, just because I did already mention it is algorithmic, so this all relies on computers and coding and so on and so on. So number five, the price stabilization mechanism is absorbing UST supply over 10% of the total supply, but the cost of absorbing so much stablecoins at the same time has stretched out the on-chain swap spread to 40%, and Luna price has diminished dramatically, absorbing the ARBs. Number six, before anything else, the only path forward would be to absorb the stablecoin supply that wants to exit before UST can start to repeg. There is no way around it. We'll propose several remedial measures to aid the peg mechanism to absorb the supply. Number seven, first we endorse a community proposal 1164 to increase the base pool from 50 million to 100 million SDR, decrease pool recovery block from 36 to 18. This will increase in minting capacity from 238 million to 1200 million. This should allow the system to absorb the UST more quickly. Number 8, more ideas will be discussed in the community forums at this link over here. So if you want to get involved, or in terms of if you think of a smart idea in terms of how this could be all played out perfectly, go ahead and check this forum out as well. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of intelligent people in there who are ready to give it a go in terms of actually helping out this project as well. Number 9, with the current on-chain spread, peg pressure and UST burn rate, the supply overhang, the UST ID bad debt, should continue to decrease until parity is reached and spreads begin healing. Number 11, so this should be number 10, but I think you missed that number 10. Naturally, this is the high cost to UST and Luna holders, but we will continue to explore various options to bring in more capital to the ecosystem and reduce supply overhang on UST. Number 12, as we begin to rebuild UST, we will adjust its mechanism to be collateralized. Number 13, the Terra ecosystem is one of the most vibrant in the crypto industry, with hundreds of passionate teams building in the category defining applications within. As long as these builders TFO among themselves continue to build, we will come out of this together. Number 14, Terra's focus has always oriented itself around a long-term horizon, and another setback this May, similar to last year, will not deter the lunatics. Short-term stumbles do not define which accomplish. It's how you respond that matters. Terra's return to form was straight but told, we're here to stay and we'll keep making the noise. So lunatics, that's a bit of a silly word. I'm not sure why he said that in terms of why he's calling everyone lunatics. So I'm not sure if he's even being serious at this point, but just, ignore this sort of thing as well. So that's exactly what Kwon has said in terms of recovery, in terms of where he exactly seeing Terra going. He did already mention this time last year, around May is where Luna sort of crashed as well. So this is something completely different. So hopefully from here, Terra Luna does pick up in terms of what exactly they're here to set out to do. In exactly what they're set out to do as well. And a lot of people do believe in Luna itself, in terms of it is a really good crypto project as well, in terms of what everyone's been thinking. So hopefully they do pick up as well, and hopefully he gets rid of that name lunatics as well, which I think is very silly. So in terms of number 3, the thread itself from a guy called Pedro Ojeda, it does show you in terms of the update in Luna tokenomics, how to predict when DPEG would end, and bringing back the death spiral in Luna model. So go ahead and check this thread out as well. It's very, very informative. I've already given it a look, and there's a lot of thorough information in this as well. I don't want to obviously go over the whole thing, as it is a very, very large thread, but it's very, very valuable as well. So go ahead and check this thread out as well. I'll leave the link for it down below. So guys, I will be jumping onto the price analysis now. So guys, what everyone's been waiting for, the price analysis. So looking at this bearish candle on a monthly, this is pretty helpful to look at, especially as a retail point of view as well. Jumping over onto the ruler, you can see from the whole time high to the all-time low in terms of just this month, in fact, is nearly down 100%. So this is pretty helpful to look at, but I'll explain exactly where price might be heading to, given that it is going to be stabilizing at this point. So I'm just going to mark out a key level of points over here just to show you what exactly has been happening. So you can see that clean level of support formed around that $50 cent around here back in January this year. So just not so long ago, around 5 months ago, there was that nice level of clean support formed. Since then, there was a massive rush to that all-time high around that $119 or so, shy of that $120. But since then, you can see there is that massive dump all the way back down to those lows, which occurred today, in fact. So from there to around there, you can see a massive 99% sell off all the way down to around those lows today, around that 60 dollar mark, which, that's pretty crazy. That is a massive dump. So hopefully a lot of people, manage to sell off here, sell off here, sell off here. As I do always say, guys, if you're around here and you got nothing to the left, don't ever buy just because you don't know where exactly price is heading to. You don't know what price may be going to. Fair enough, it might jump over to 200, 300, 400, whatever, so dollars, but there's a point where you need to sell off, secure profits, wait for the next move. So exactly what I tell everyone, just to make sure you know exactly where to sell off, where to buy, and so on. So again, there is that nice level of clean support around here as well, formed around May last year. So again, what Kwon already said before, there was that massive sell-off that happened before as well, but obviously that's not as massive as what was exactly happening this time around. So that was around a 84% sell-off, now it's around 94%. So in perspective, it's pretty much the same, but you can see here around $120 to around 68 cents. That is a huge sell-off. So just be aware of what's exactly happening. So it did tap into that support level formed around last year. It did completely break below that. Fair enough, there is around 20 days still left of this month to close, so you don't know exactly what's going to happen. If it does reject off this, hopefully what it does now is create that nice level of double bottom pattern over here and go towards these levels around here, hopefully around that $50 cent initially, before obviously going up to those all-time highs. But exactly this is what's exactly been happening right now. So that is what I'm thinking. Either what it does now is create level of supports around this level here before stabilizing or going back up, or what it might do is completely smash below these level of supports, even down here in fact, which is, you know, below, you know, 50 cents, around 10 cents and so on, and going below that. But that is pretty problematic, as I mentioned before as well, guys, in my previous videos. If it goes below that actual starting price, it's pretty much a game over in terms of the project. But hopefully Luna doesn't do that, especially because at the moment a lot of people obviously very well invested into this project, so hopefully it does not do that. Again, jumping onto the weekly, you can see again clean level of supports over here, in fact, and all of these, if I just mark it out here, it's just been completely smashed. So smashed through this support, smashed through this support, supports here, supports here, supports here. So it is pretty worrying at the moment in terms of where exactly price is heading to. So hopefully people have been taking profits, you know, along the way, or, you know, if you were able to buy early, very early, you might have taken out profits a here or so as well. So hopefully you guys have done that as well. But you can see here at the moment it does seem to be rejecting these level of supports over here. You can see these level of supports over here and here. So hopefully what it does, as I said, create a level of strong supports now and obviously start building back up. So either what it does now is, you know, create a level of strong supports here, start building back up down here, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Or what the worst case obviously is obviously completely dumping down below these levels here and obviously these levels here, which is pretty worrying in terms of my perspective. So guys, I'm going to keep it brief, and that is exactly what I think of Luna in terms of where I see price heading to. So guys, going over the summary very quickly, which I did just write up just to show you exactly where I see Luna heading to, what you should be looking out for as well in terms of if a project like this does come around in the near future, and where exactly you should be investing to, and exactly what you should be looking for as well if people do claim to be a stablecoin as well. So again, summary, there is a lot of different types of stablecoins, each of which carries its own risks. For example, Tether USDT and USD Coin USDC are both fiat-backed stablecoins, which means they should have $1 reserve to support each token they issue, but there's not always a lot of transparency surrounding those reserves. UST is an algorithmic stablecoin, which means computer codes work in the background to maintain this price. Essentially, smart contracts burn or mint UST or Luna, Terra's native token, to increase or decrease the value of UST. The risk is the system may not hold up against extreme price volatility, causing Terra stablecoin to depeg. Luna sold earlier this year in part because of the high demand for UST on the Anchor protocol. Anchor promised APYs of almost 20% on UST deposits, which is all very well when times are good. Unfortunately, the system may not be sustainable during the time of extreme turbulence and panic. The Luna Foundation Guard, a non-profit dedicated to supporting the Terra ecosystem, has been buying Bitcoin BTC in recent months as part of a fund that's designed to prop up Terra stablecoins. Is working towards a reserve fund of 10 billion USD, intending to prevent any depegging incidents. A pegged cryptocurrency is an encryption secured digital medium of an exchange whose value is tied up to that of another medium of exchange, such as gold or the currency of a given nation. Once the exchange rate is established between the currencies, usually 1-to-1, the value of the cryptocurrency fluctuates in the same direction and to the same degree as the currency which is pegged. So in theory, all of this sounds good, but in practice, unfortunately, it did not work, or not working so far. So hopefully, as I said, everything does resolve itself, you know, stabilizes as well, get UST back up to that dollar, which is therefore pegged again, and so on and so on. So hopefully Luna, UST, everything does pick up, and for the future of this project as well. And hopefully, you know, a lot of people didn't get burned in this video in terms of their assets and net worth. So hopefully a lot of you guys did take a profit, or looking even into buying Luna at the moment, especially at the price it is at the moment. So guys, as I always say, make sure you do your own research, make sure you protect your profits as well. I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on bell notification for all future videos. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on next video.